So I finished reading Samurai 8 and I'm gonna give you my opinions on this. Now, it's been out a few days and I'm a bit late on this review, but that's because I've tried to collect my thoughts about this manga because a lot of people say that it's great. And after collecting my thoughts, I don't know what to think of it because it's obviously at the beginning and it's not bad. But at the same time, I don't know if this is good because it is too soon to tell, right? So apparently, there is this thing that is Pandora's box, and a god called Akala has sealed a way for people to save the planet or the universe in general, right? So, my question is, why would you seal that sort of secret inside a box when you can actually save the universe? What's the point of that? So, it turns out that Hachimaru, who this story is about, plays video games, and those video games are actually designed by, I don't know, a samurai or something like that, and they actually instill rules of what happens in real life with certain samurai in there, so you can actually learn the ways of the samurai, is what I got from that. But I'm not 100% clear on this manga and the details and all the stuff it's trying to reveal here, so as time progresses, obviously I will learn. But so far, that's what I've gotten from it. And Hachimaru plays this game and learns how to become a samurai, or at least he picks up the samurai code, right? So, if the god Akala knows how to save the entire universe, why would he put the secret into a box? Why won't he just save the entire universe? I guess this is just the game's definition, but there is more explanation after that, right? So, Hachimaru is a feeble boy who has a tolerance to absolutely nothing. If he detaches himself from the machine behind him, he basically dies. And his father tries to save him by collecting certain things. I think these are machinery that he will incorporate in order to make a cure for Hachimaru. And I actually like Hachimaru's character because he is not the typical Shonen Jump character that's always happy and always optimistic. He's actually an arsehole to his dad, but that's because he loves his dad. And he's trying to express his frustrations because obviously he's stuck in one place and cannot go anywhere, and he's always being protected, and he kind of is feeling, very, very fragile because of the situation that he's in. So obviously he will need to blow off some steam, and he does it to his dad because his dad and his dog are the only closest things that he can actually communicate with without dying or leaving the house. And I think that's a good start for a character. So Hachimaru's dad decides to face this samurai, or this rogue ninja now, or rogue samurai who is basically killing people. Now, I knew from the bat that this guy is a bad guy. And the fact that he was going to do something to Hachimaru's dad, the guy just pulled up, right, and held a gun towards the rogue ninja or rogue samurai. And then how would you not expect this to go wrong? He has loads of goons and you are on your ones. You're not gonna win that fight, especially if he's a samurai. He's equipped to fight, and Hachimaru's dad is not. So obviously, therefore, they betray him, right? They nearly get him killed. He gets him captured, and apparently, we learn that the samurai, in order to become one, you must actually commit seppuku, which is basically killing yourself out of honor, is what I believe that is. And by doing that with a special dagger or special sword, you can actually become a samurai if you are worthy. So I think Hachimaru playing that game that revolves around samurai actually helped him to become a samurai himself. So after he becomes a samurai, obviously, he loses all the allergy problems and all the feebleness about him, and he actually starts fighting. And in the fight, he doesn't actually necessarily win the fight on a high note. He actually struggles, and it makes sense to me why the fight went that way, because obviously he has never fought before. He's only done that in video games, so I think he's replicating what he sees in the video games. So it turns out all this technology or futuristic stuff that Kishimoto is talking about is more biology than tech itself. It's a combination of tech and it's a combination of biology and organic material. So first off the bat, this manga actually gives me the vibes of, Kishimoto's art. I can see Kishimoto drawing this, or at least I can see traces of, his art style, as well as I get vibes from Horizon. If you don't know what Horizon is, it's a PS4 video game, and it's very futuristic, and I think I get loads of vibes from that. So I wouldn't actually be surprised if this was based off Horizon or inspired by it, because all these animals here are all like bionic in some kind of way. So we learn a lot about the terminology and stuff that happens within this manga, right? So apparently a samurai has a pet, or at least a companion, and this companion will be a robot, preferably or probably an animal. And these holders are basically animals or robotic animals that basically carry pieces of armor on them, so they can actually transfer their skin onto the samurai, and that skin will turn into armor or probably anything else that they actually need. So the samurai doesn't have to constantly carry their own weapons with them or their armors with them, because their holders is basically their living backpack which carries all the tools that they need. Anyways, this bad guy named Ronin, I think that basically stands for Rogue Ninja, goes up to Hachimaru, tries to take out a sword from a soul, which Hachimaru basically is the vessel for, and he actually gets the sword. Hachimaru tries to kill himself by doing seppuku because the guy basically fought Hachimaru, and then he actually becomes a samurai, right? So I accept everything that happened. You know, he defeated the Ronin guy. But here's the one problem, okay? So we know that obviously he has a feeble body and all that stuff, which is fine because all of that is fixed because he becomes a samurai and he doesn't need life support anymore. But here's my problem. He also actually has mental blocks, which are the phobias that he has. So obviously Daruma actually points a knife to him and he says he has a phobia of that. And he also has a phobia, or, he hates pain itself. So all these things are actually mental blocks, and I don't think that becoming a samurai actually takes those away. So he shouldn't have actually won his first fight, but he somehow does. So yeah, we can slightly ignore that because we can possibly say that after he becomes a samurai, all these things are taken out of his head, and that's why he basically won the fight. So yeah, that is the end of the chapter actually, which is 72 pages, and I think the next one comes out tomorrow, which is, I believe, 42 pages. But this is actually a weekly series, and I think that this story is interesting. Even though the ending did not make sense, it is interesting, and I'm excited to actually review this on a weekly basis, because I actually never got to review Naruto on a weekly basis when it was coming out. And Boruto obviously is stalling with the monthly release stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of Samurai 8? Was the first chapter a good first impression? And do you think it is too soon to say if it's good or not, like I'm saying? Or do you think that the first impressions were good enough for you to start reviewing and reading this for yourself? Let me know all that in the comment section down below, and click on the left if you want a summary of what Samurai 8 is, and click on the right for my theory about why Momoshiki is still alive in Boruto. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.